Good evening, you all. You can see my little thing in my ear. Okay. Good evening, you all. As you can tell by the title, I'm here to talk some shit. No. How are you all doing? It's so good to see you. Thank you all for joining me here today. I am 34. Very excited. Year 33 was very, it was a lot. Year 33 was a lot, but it was like a lot of good stuff. A lot of stuff that I'm extremely grateful for. It was a lot of growing. That's what I'll say. But anyways, before we get into that, as you can see by the title today, we are here to talk some shit on this journey. I'm here to kind of rag on my husband a little bit, but along with like ragging on my husband, I'm also here to speak about a little lesson that I have learned, because that's what this journey is all about. Learning lessons, like going through things and learning lessons. Not, having to go through things to learn a lesson. But when we do go through things, we like to learn a lesson. And I want to share the lesson with you all today. But before I do that, I hope that you all are doing well. I hope that this video finds you and meets you in a great place in your life. And if you are not in a great place in your life, I hope that you are transitioning into a great place. That whatever it is that you're going through is subsiding and ceasing, and you are heading into a wonderful season. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. As the title suggests, y'all, he forgot my birthday. Okay, so he didn't really forget my birthday, but he did do a no-no. And he did this no-no all year long. So, a little background about myself. I am a person who likes to make a big deal of all holidays. And if you were to liken me to someone, I would definitely be Joan Clayton from Girlfriends. That would be me. Before I wasn't financially in a place in my life where I could make a big deal of every holiday, decorate for every holiday, but now that I'm heading in that direction, or I'm at that place in my life, I'm like, we are about to celebrate and just Earth Day, okay? Get your green, get your green and get your blue, and we about to celebrate Earth Day. Land and water. And so that's me. But not just for calendar days. I make a big deal about all holidays, especially birthdays in my house. Every time, and with our children, I have to like make myself scale it back. Like, girl, these children are only 2 and 3 and 4. Like, they ain't gonna remember this. Like, make them feel special. But I love making people, especially people in my life, I love making them feel special on their day. Like, I love doing that. Along with that, though, I'm also the type of person that I don't like to make a big fuss about myself, because I feel like that's bragging or not being humble. And I'm like, I don't want to seem like that type of person. Like, I really want you to make a big deal about me, but I'm going to say that it's not a big deal, or you could do whatever. But then what ends up happening is the people are just like, oh, well, she ain't making a big deal. Why do I need to make a big deal? And before I would be like, well, I guess if that's not what they do, then, it is what it is. That ain't me no more. So, and I realized that this birthday. So, that's a little bit of background about me. So now we know I like to make a big deal. So that means people need to like a big deal too. But like I said, I didn't learn that lesson until this year. So let's fast forward up until recent day. Last Thursday was my birthday. And I turned 34 years old. Well, I was very excited about it. But basically because it was a birthday and I hit a milestone, like a personal milestone for myself. So I have been, as you know, I've been working on my credit, and we've been working on our credit, and we're working on our life and our finances and things like that. And we're just trying to get all of our stuff together in one big thing. So one of my personal goals was to have a credit card for my birthday. And I wanted to have I wanted to have a credit card, like a grown-up credit card. I had a credit card back when I was 19. I got it. I got it. Well, I got a credit card, and I wasn't financially responsible. I didn't even know anything about credit, and I don't think I think I might have maxed the card out on my rent or something, and that was it. Like I didn't. That was the extent of it. I think it was like $1,000. That was it. That was the extent of my credit card history. I haven't had a credit card ever since then. As you heard, I'm 34. So, but I didn't know anything about credit. I was always taught that credit was bad. Credit was bad. I wasn't taught that credit was a tool. But I know that now, and that's for another video. We'll get into all that stuff later. But anyway, so one of my personal gifts to myself was like, by the time your birthday hits at the end of this year, because we started working on our credit and our finances and stuff at the beginning of this year, I was like, by the end of this year, you need to have a grown-up credit card. Like, you need to be like, oh, bam. So I got my first credit card, which was a secure credit card, and I think it was for $100, and I got that maybe 6 months ago, with Self, because I'll get into the tools that I use to help build my credit in another video. But I got my first secure credit card like 6 months ago. After having that credit card for a couple of months, using it, paying it off, blah, 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 on time and everything like that. So important. I decided, let me apply for another credit card. I was on Credit Karma or something. So after I had that credit card for a little bit, I was like, well, let me apply. I was on Credit Karma, and it was like, we got some matches for you as far as credit cards. So I was like, well, let me apply and see what it do. So as scared as I was of the hard inquiry, I was like, just take the leap. Like, you can build the points back up if you lose points. And the worst they can say is no. So I applied and I was like so nervous. I hit apply, and it was like, did the little turn thing, and it was like, oh, you've been approved. And I was like, what? Me approved? So I'm like, oh, this is my first credit card. And I was like, it was unsecured, and I had a limit. My limit was $300. And I was like, yes, bitch, you are doing it. So, there are going to be people that's watching us like, wow, that's ridiculous. But it doesn't matter. Like, it's not your journey. Like, it ain't your story to tell. You don't have to be proud of it. I am. And I was really proud of that. I remember texting like my family, like, oh my God, I got approved for my first unsecured credit card. Like, I am just making strides because, I've applied before, like last year for like a credit card, and I got denied. So I'm just like, they're gonna deny me. So anyways, I accepted the credit card. I was really excited. So I was just like, okay, so my credit score is rising because I am being an adult. I am paying my bills all the time. I'm being financially responsible, which are all new things to me. So I'm like, all right. So then I heard that Apple, so shortly after I got that credit card, I heard that, okay, Apple doesn't do a hard inquiry to see if you're approved for the credit card. So I was like, all right. So they do a little soft pull or whatever. So it's not going to hurt my credit to try. So let me try. And this credit group that I'm in, a lot of people really love the Apple credit card. And it's just like a thing to be like, ooh. And Apple credit cards are titanium. So they're like really hard pieces of metal. So like to whip it out, I'll be like, ooh. Or to pull up my phone and be like, ooh, ooh. So whatever, I digress. So I was like, okay, well, it doesn't do a hard inquiry, so let me go ahead. So I applied shortly after I got the credit card, and Apple was like, sorry, we cannot do. So I was like, ooh, okay, then, you almost a grown up, you're not a grown up yet. So my goal was for a birthday gift for myself, you need to work on your credit, like pay down old debts and everything like that, and to get that stuff taken care of, because you're going to get approved for the Apple card by your birthday. So I would apply every other week, because you can apply as much as you want to. It doesn't do anything to your credit, and that's just they'll tell you yes or no. So I would apply every week, and I'm just like, and then I had got my credit score, because I subscribe to Experian, and it tells me my credit score when it raises. So they was like, your credit score raised this many points. So I was like, oh, okay. I pulled it up, and I was like, oh, this is the highest I think it's ever been. So it's I started off at I think very poor. My Experian was 5. I want to say it was 5:15, like 5:15, 5:20. I was at the beginning of this year. And then when I pulled it up that day, it was like 687. So I was like, oh, so it finally said on the little meter, you've got good, like you're in good now. Like I was no longer in very poor or fair. You know, because it was very poor and then it went to poor. I was really excited when it went to poor. And then it went to fair and I was like, yes. And then I see that yellow and it was like good and I was like, okay. So this is now a week before my birthday. So I'm like, all right, Alexis, just take the leap and apply for the Apple credit card. If they tell you no, it's just a no, you know? And that's what I have been telling myself because I have a really hard time with rejection. And I will not even attempt something if I think I'm going to be rejected. So I've been trying to push myself past that limit. But that's another video for another day. So that was one of my things. Like, okay, like even if they say no, it's just a no. Don't nobody know. You ain't gotta tell nobody. Like, if you want to feel embarrassed or whatever, just do that. But just do what you need to do to so them to not say no. So a week before my birthday, I don't even think it was a week. I remember the beginning, because my birthday was on a Thursday. So it might have been like the beginning of that week. I was like, okay, I'm gonna apply for this card and we're gonna see what it's saying. I applied for it and I was in the bed and we had just gotten off of work, me and my husband, and I applied for it and I was like, oh, and something had just happened the night before. All I remember was I had an interesting situation with someone, and I was like really still on edge about it. So I was like, let me just apply for this to get my mind off of it, to feel another emotion pretty much. Y'all, I put in my info and applied for that card, and it was like, oh, great, you're approved. And I was like, wait, what? What you mean? So, like, I was telling my husband, like, oh my God, you would not believe what just happened. And the amount that it approved me for was a big amount. Like, y'all, I was not ready. I was so excited. Because I'm like, you know, it may not be a big amount to others, but I don't even care. It was a personal, like, milestone for me. Like, okay, like, so you doing it. You doing the thing. So it was the amount, and I remember showing my husband, I was like, Apple just approved me for this. And he was like, go girl. And he gave me the high five and everything. And I was like, I wonder if it's real. He was like, I think it's real, Alexis. They've been telling you no. I don't think that they would just throw a yes at you. So I went to sleep because I was like, is this real or whatever? Anyways, so the next day, like, so with Apple, if you have an iPhone, you can put the card in your wallet. So I was like, let me see if I can put it in my wallet to say. So I put the card in my wallet and I was just like, okay, maybe this is real. And then the next day, I have some subscriptions through my phone. And Apple snatched up that subscription off that credit card. And it was like, this is now your balance. You spent this. So I was like, okay, so this is real. I've never been here before. I've never been in this adult space before. So I applied. I after, I accepted or whatever, I then was like, okay, I want a physical card because it has 3% cash back. And I had noticed when it did took the subscription off that with the 3% cash back, they put it onto your Apple Pay card. So they give it right back to you and put it into your wallet. So I was like, that's really cool. Like if I use it for like, all of my shopping and my bills and stuff, just, I use my credit cards like debit cards. Like if I don't have the money in the bank, I'm not putting it on my credit card. That's how I've learned how to use credit lately. Anyways, that's not what this video is about. I'm getting to the point. I know I'm 14 minutes in. I know that I'm minutes in and I haven't gotten to the point yet. I'm getting to the point. So anyway, I requested a physical card. So fast forward to my birthday. Before my birthday, everyone's like, what do you want for your birthday? I'm like, oh, it's nothing. I don't want anything, blah, 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 blah. And my birthday came. And I was at work that night when it turned midnight. And over plexiglass, because of COVID, they have plexiglass up in our lunchrooms. My husband whispers over plexiglass, happy birthday. So I was like, oh, thank you, whatever. But I'm thinking, like, that ain't it. Like, he gonna make a big deal because I'm his wife and I'll make a big deal of his birthday. Y'all, He did not. He did not make a big deal. We got off. We went home. My kids didn't even know it was my birthday. And because I was like salty, like, well, damn, like you not even gone. So he later explained it that he had a gift, but the gift didn't come in time, and he was disgusted by it. And my husband is like really into avoidance. We're learning to communicate with each other. He's learning to communicate through that, but so he pretty much avoided the whole thing. Like he was just like upset, disgusted, and embarrassed that the gift didn't come in. But I'm like, all you had to do was say that. Like just like, oh, babe, I got you a gift. It's your day, blah, blah, whatever. And furthermore, there's pancakes and syrup in there. You could have made me breakfast and brought my babies in there to sing happy birthday to me. That's what I do for, like, I do little corny shit like that for you. You could have did that for me. And he was, he apologized or whatever. And my husband fucked up for Mother's Day and for another holiday that we celebrate earlier this year. And it's a holiday that we used to celebrate when we were a part of this church, part of the church, the religion that we were part of. And we kind of just brought it with us. But he didn't buy me a gift for that day either. And I was just like, or he bought me a gift, but he bought me a gift the next day. So he was like, every holiday this year, he kind of treated like, I love you. I hadn't had the time, but I have the time. Yeah. It's kind of like, I didn't have the time to do it. But here's like, he just doesn't make a big deal out of it. It's kind of like, I love you. Here's a token. It's just like, no, I want a big deal. So because I was really salty about that, I remember I called my sister crying because he didn't make a post for me on Facebook and all sorts of stuff. People would be like, oh, that's so true. I don't care. I do not care if that's how you feel. Like, oh, it's just Facebook. So, if he can get on there and say happy birthday to other people on there, he go on there and say happy birthday to me. Like, Facebook, people will be like, oh, it's just Facebook, but then spend hours on their phone. On Facebook. On TikTok. You know what I mean? Like, on these things. Then you want to be like, well, it ain't the big, shut your mouth. So, all I wanted was a shout out. When I was talking about crying to my sister. And it really isn't just about just like Facebook or whatever. It's about the fact that you want to be made a big deal. Like, hey, I love you. I'm so happy you were born this day. Because, you know what I mean? Like, you want to be acknowledged. And who doesn't want to be acknowledged? Who doesn't want to feel special? That's what it comes down to. Being acknowledged and feeling special. Like, who doesn't want to be made a big deal of at some point in time? There's people that we used to hang out with, and the wife of the couple was telling her husband, like, you better make a big deal. Like, my brother's a big deal. You better make a big deal out of it all week long. And I was like, she's so crazy. That's ridiculous. That's when I was in a settled lifestyle. That's when I was in a settled mindset. Like, at least he bought. No, I don't have to settle for that. If I make a big deal, like, that's my love language. That's how I want to be loved. That's how I need to be loved. That's how I feel like you show you love me, by making a big deal. At least one day out of your damn. So, I was upset at him, and I remember calling and crying to my sister or whatever, and he walked in on the conversation, and he went on and got me a little token from Target, because I collect black Funko Pops. It's called my Black Excellence family, or my Black Excellence collection, but I collect black Funko Pops. So he went on and he got me a little Funko Pop or whatever, and he brought, tell mommy happy birthday. But it was already like 3 o'clock in the afternoon by then. I was already pissed. So that's what happened. And now I'm going to get into the lesson, because I learned a lesson from this. Actually, me and him learned a lesson. So I was thinking as we were going to work that night, because we had to go back to work that night. And, I drove to work. I usually do. And I'm giving him a silent treatment. Whatever. Like, I'm mad at you. And we went through the whole night. We went through our first break, because we break and we eat lunch and stuff together. So we went to our first break, and I was just like, I'm not talking to you. Like, whatever. We sat across the table silent. I was on my phone. He slept. Went to lunch. I was on my phone. Ate. He slept. Last break, I was just like, I'm kind of exhausted and tired of being upset at him. But I'm mad. Like, my feelings are hurt. So I usually, because we go to different stations, when we separated our station, I would blow him a kiss. I didn't do that all day today. But the last break, I was like, okay, well, let me do it. So I blew him a kiss. And he comes and he stands next to me, and he's just like, and I'm like, what? He was like, I love you. Are you okay? And I was just like, no, but I'll be fine. And I as I went through that, that's my baby girl. She's okay. Her papa's out there. As I went through that last portion of work, I remember thinking, like, I'm really upset at him. And he probably doesn't even really know why. I'm just like, whatever. He needs to know. Like, he should know. And I thought about it all the way home. We didn't really talk. Listen to my podcast or whatever. I went home. We got home. He got the kids. And later that day, I was like, you really hurt my feelings. And he's just like, what did I do? Like, what did I do? And so I'm letting him know, like, you didn't make a big deal. Like, you didn't make a big deal of me. And he's just like, no, I bought you a gift, blah, blah, blah. I said, but you didn't tell me. Like, if you'd have been like, Barry, I bought you a gift. Like, it's coming. Happy birthday. I love you, blah, blah, blah. Like, if you'd have showed me outwardly that I was a big deal, I wouldn't have felt that way. But I felt invisible. I felt like I wasn't seen. Later on in that evening, while I was at work, one of my youngest sister, made a post on Facebook, and so people were writing, because I don't have my birthday on Facebook, so people were writing on my wall, happy birthday, beauty, and it made me feel good. It made me feel like, see, somebody sees me. I don't feel so invisible. And being a child, I've always felt invisible. I was the darkest. I was the heaviest. I wasn't the prettiest. And people in my family make sure to remind me of that. The one trait that I had was my smile. Alexis is so quiet. She's a pretty smile. She's so sweet. I silently took all of the trash and shit that people gave me so that people would like me. So that people would accept me, because they knew I was a pushover. So they came around to push me over. Adults, people my age, everybody. So feeling invisible all of my life and finally getting to a point like I feel like a big deal. And I just want to feel like a big deal sometimes to the people that love me. I want them to show me that I'm a big deal. Is that a bad thing? No, it's not. But one thing that made me feel really great that day was my credit card came in the mail. My physical credit card came in the mail, and I was so proud of myself. I'm like, so you are achieving things, you are doing things. And I even made a little TikTok alluding to this, like, see, I am a big deal. I'm a big deal. Like, don't people think I'm a big deal? But that led me to my lesson. And when I was thinking about that, and I was talking to my husband, letting him know how he had hurt my feelings, I then realized it was a teachable moment for the both of us. It was a teachable moment for me, because I then had to voice to him how I needed to be loved, how my love language has changed, how I have changed, how I now want to be made a big deal out of. And I came up to the conclusion, like, you need to let him know. Now, once you let him know and he don't do it, well, then that's all on him. But as you're growing and morphing into another person, Alexis, you have to let your partner in on that. You know, if he's used to treating things like it's not a big deal because that's what you do, you cannot be mad if he's continuing to do that, but you've changed and you haven't said anything. So I was like, well, and so I let him know, like, no. Next year, you don't let this happen. Or no holiday. I need to be made a big deal out of, because I make a big deal out of you. That's what I require to be loved. And it's all about the gifts, but say something, do something. And it made it a really great teachable moment for the both of us. Just for me to be able to learn, as I'm on this journey, I have to advocate for myself. If I feel uncomfortable, if I feel sad, if I feel mad, if I feel any type of way, it is okay for me to let the people around me know, yo, what you did hurt me. I don't need that to not happen again. I'm going to need you to not do that. I'm going to need you to do this instead. And also give them the opportunity to accept those terms if they want to. If they want to continue to love me on this journey and be a part of my life, then they can accept those terms. If they feel like those terms are too much, then they can leave at their own leisure, you know. But I felt like it was a teachable moment for the both of us. For me, one, to learn how to advocate for myself and to speak up for myself and to say, hey, this is what I like. Oh, excuse me. This is what I like and this is what I don't like. But then it was also teachable for him to be like, okay, so she's evolving, she's changing. And so he had brought something up that he said he had saw. And he was like, in life, you have, I think he said chances and choices. And if somebody gives you another chance, it is up to you to take the choice whether or not you want to take the chance. And I thought that was great because it's perfect. Like, I'm changing. We're changing. We're morphing into different people. We want different things now than we've wanted before. We give each other the chance to know and to understand that we're different and to know what we require now in this space in our lives. And as individuals, we have the choice whether or not we want to take that chance. So it was a really great teachable moment for me. I really hate that it had to be on my birthday. But it was a really great teachable moment. And I just wanted to share that with someone. On this journey of you changing, there are going to be some people that you may have put in a permanent position that may have only been temporary for the person that you were. But even with the people who are in a permanent position, who desire to stay in a permanent position in your life, and you desire for them to stay in a permanent position in your life, you have to give them the tools that they need to help build you up. And vice versa, you have to give them the tools that they need to love you properly. They are going to continue to love you how they know how to. If you do not let them know that you require more or require less or require different, they cannot do that. And that will put a strain on your relationship. And that will make a person who may be meant to be permanent forever, or at least for a really long time, not even meet their expiration date because you have not equipped them with what they need. Now, once you equip them with what they need, and they still decide not to, they still make the choice not to take that chance, well, then cross that bridge when you get to it. But I couldn't be upset at my husband for not changing with me, and I didn't even really give him the tools. Like, you know, it's almost like inviting someone to do a job for you or do a job with you, and they come ready to paper mache. You be like, bitch, we building a house. Where's your tools? They be like, I didn't know. I thought it was arts and crafts day. I didn't give them the information that they needed to do the job that they need to do. And it's the same way in a relationship. We have to give each other the information that we need to do the job that we need to do with each other. If we do, and we still decide to show up to the job without the tools, or they still decide to show up to the job without the tool, then you deal with the consequences that come with that. But if I don't, I cannot be mad at them for showing up with newspaper, glue, and scissors, and they ain't supposed to have, you know, a saw, a hammer, and some nails. So I wanted to share that with someone. On this journey, you're going to change, and your likes and your dislikes are going to change as well. Well, while they change for you, you gotta let the other people in your life know, so that you know where they stand, and so that you know where they stand with you, and so that they know where they stand with you. If there's something that they want to continue doing or dealing with, and if it isn't. But one thing we must always remember and know, that whatever is for us in this journey is going to be for us. So I just wanted to share that. He didn't really forget my birthday, but he did fuck up. He definitely fucked up. But that fuck up did bring on a new transition in our relationship that I'm really happy for and I'm really excited about. I'm excited to see how he does. Anyways, thank you for joining me today. I just wanted to ramble on a little bit. Let you see my 34-year-old face. For my birthday, I went out and I went on a shopping spree with my sister because I was like, somebody gonna treat me special. So I went out and did it myself. And I bought me some stuff. So like, this is a part of my, You know, I got me like some t-shirts and some clothes and stuff, some really cute outfits. But I also tried some new face stuff. Do I look beautiful? Oh, I'm just kidding. Thank you for joining me today, guys. I hope that you were able to take something from this video. Hope that you were able to learn something. I hope that you are able to communicate with the people that are in your lives so that they love you the way you need to be loved on this journey. Because we all deserve mercy and we all deserve love. We all deserve special care. We deserve all of these things. And we deserve it on our terms. We don't have to have it on other people's terms. And we have to remember that. You are a big deal. You. I'm talking to you. We are a big deal. We see each other. We're a big deal. And it's okay to act like a big deal. It's okay to be a big deal. But anyways, I'm done. I'm 34. Yeah. But I've been on here long enough. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, engage. I'm not asking you to buy one thing. All I'm asking you to do is to share my videos. Because while it may not resonate with you, it may not be something that you need this time. It may be something that someone you know and love needs. And maybe they're just looking for a quirky, fun girl to be their quirky, fun selves with so that they don't feel alone. It's me. So share. Be a part of my journey. Watch me. Be nosy. See how I make it from here to here. Because I'm going to make it. I'm going to look up. Y'all going to look up in a couple years. And y'all going to be like, that's that quirky girl from YouTube. She really is doing a damn thing. I am.
Mommy, down here.
That's my son. But I am.
Mommy, down here.
Manny, go. These kids drive me crazy. I'm doing the damn thing. And so peace from watching. I love you guys. God bless you all. I am wishing and sending love and positive light and all the goodness and goodies your way. I manifest that for you all. I pray that you all have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, wherever this may be. And I will see you guys on Up the Journey. I love you guys very much. Engage, comment, subscribe, and let me know below. How do you advocate for yourself? What is a recent experience that you had to advocate for yourself? Let me know. Shout me out. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys. I love you guys, and I will see you guys on up the road further along in this journey. Thank you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.